Oh, Wizard Crackers, that's my favorite puzzle game. You guys play that?
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Hey, that is offensive to most of the wizarding community, I'll have you know. Can we please use some more politically correct terms?
Where to fucking start with this? Look at that portrait picture.
And crop, and welcome to my Twitter avatar.
Hey guys, this is ntom64, and welcome to the HellfireComms playthrough of the PS1 version, of which there are many versions, by the way, of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And we've got a full cast for this one, so I'm going to go around the table and nerdily introduce you to my co-commentators, who of course are represented by each of the other three houses of Hogwarts. Representing Slytherin, and having great ambition and drive, is the one and only Helldragon.
Okay, that's fucking wrong. Pottermore sort of me is Ravenclaw, and I'm sticking to that, because I'm totally way more of a Ravenclaw than a Slytherin, because I'm not a dick.
Okay, Draco Malfoy, calm it down. Representing the actual Ravenclaw is Richie, the book-smart one of the group.
Hello, everybody!
Finally, we have the one brave enough to speedrun all the hard games, Mexerican Base Monkey.
Team Jacob, bitches.
You totally stole my joke over there, man. I made that on Skype and everything.
And now it's mine!
And obviously I represent Hufflepuff because I'm not brave, I'm not book smart, but damn it if I'm not loyal and hardworking at a pinch. And also, just like with Helldragon, I was sorted into Gryffindor on Pottermore, but I digress. This is one of my favourite childhood games. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit biased in this regard, but the thing to note, before we go around this metaphorical Skype table and discuss our own histories with Harry Potter and the like, is that there were like so many versions of the first few Harry Potter installments. Like past Azkaban, I kind of like fell out of love with the video game side of the franchise, but Philosopher's Stone, the PS1 and PC versions are like action-adventure, both different games, by the way, except it's kind of the same mold. The Game Boy Color version, I'm doing all this from memory, by the way, so I apologise for the story, and the Game Boy Color version was like a Pokemon-like turn-based RPG, which was actually really good.
And it kicked ass.
And I think the Game Boy Advance version, if there was one...
There was one. I can see it here.
Was like a top-down, kind of like Diablo kind of thing. Richie,
It was like a Zelda game, yeah.
I'm going to start with you, Mexi. What's your connection with the Harry Potter franchise?
Okay, so I read the first book around the time the second book had come out, and I was hooked. Like most young adult kid literature, they made it super fucking addictive. It's like crack in page form.
It is, yeah.
I read all of them intently. I knew, like, all the fucking trivia. I mean, I went to, like, a summer camp shit where this was the oddest thing where everyone just wanted to talk about Harry Potter. Let it be known that there was a summer camp that did that and didn't force you to go canoeing or hang out with mosquitoes and shit. And so I would read them all the fucking time, and I would always have a Harry Potter book on hand, watched all the movies. And it hit the point that I think it was Half-Blood Prince that I realized that reading 1,000-page books is fucking obnoxious. That, and also I think my ADD officially kicked in and I just started skipping words, lines, pages, and at that point there was no purpose in even reading the books.
Yeah, the good guy wins at the end. That's all you really need to know. And by the way, we'll be discussing...
Spoilers! I did like, reading the early Harry Potter books, but me, in particular, I remember the movies... very closely, because it was at that point, during the movies, I was in high school, and I was known as the Fat Harry Potter.
God.
Dude, I was known as Mexican Harry Potter, shut the fuck up!
Yeah, but I resembled the guy, and I was, just as pale as the actual Harry Potter was, so that was fun, to hear the same shit 20 fucking times in a row.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, go on.
But I mean, I like the early books, and I like the early movies. It's around the point when they get to, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, where A, the books get really fucking long, no thank you, and secondly, they just kind of drift from what I originally liked around the books, and I get why they did that. You have to, Voldemort's coming back, you gotta all prepare, everybody's getting older, things like that. Okay, I get that. But it kind of drifted from that adventure and, whimsical shit, I guess, that I got from the early story. So I kind of just drifted past that, I also wanted to mention very briefly that my sister was one of those fangirls who actually really liked Severus Snape, and she ran a GeoCities fan site, which strangely enough analyzed his character in terms of literature, his characterization, but this did not stop her from writing shitty fucking fan fiction.
I don't really have that many memories of the books for Harry Potter. I know that I got up to the start of the Order of the Phoenix and was so bored with that opening that I just gave up in the end.
Yeah, it's funny, because Order of the Phoenix, probably my least favourite of the books, arguably one of the better films. They really cut out a lot of, the chaff and whatnot. It's a lot more enjoyable, pace-wise.
That's the magic of an editor.
Can I bring up the incident where Daniel Radcliffe made love to a horse?
Yes, let's bring up that play.
I like how you neglected to mention that the dude who played Neville Longbottom also became an extraordinary adult, and by that I mean he became unbelievably hot. How does puberty work that way?
My earliest memory of Harry Potter is, being a wee young Tom 64 and sitting with my classmates listening to, I think it was my year 1 or 2 teacher. It was either that or reception. That might have been too early, but listening to my teacher read the first chapter of the books, and then I got my own copy later on, and the rest is history, and I became a hilariously addicted sod. But who wouldn't want to go visit Hogwarts? Let's be honest here. Who wouldn't want to be sorted into a house and instead of having to do fucking algebra and shit, learn transfiguration and the like?
Well, you say that, but see, the problem is when Harry Potter is there, shit keeps fucking happening, so I kind of would want to go when he's not making the whole place fucking fall apart. I mean, what happened in his last year? Oh, a little thing called Voldemort fucking attacking, no thank you. So I like how the Headless Ghost gives him basically what looks like a Hadouken he can charge up, which I have to admit is impressive for a guy who's dead. Good job.
I don't know, it looks more like a Pharaoh shot.
The Flipendo. I think this is something that was introduced in the games. I don't recall it ever appearing in the book. And J.K. Rowling wrote in a bit as an addendum, then Harry pressed the cross button and lo, a magic bolt of lightning destroyed a snail.
Excuse you, I believe that's an X.
Well, the game calls it a cross, okay, so I'm going with what the game says.
The game also calls it the Philosopher's Stone, and that's fucking wrong.
It is the Philosopher's Stone.
It is, because we know what a Philosopher's Stone is. Fucking UK represented all that shit.
As they got to the end of filming the first film, Daniel Radcliffe's voice broke. So they had to get another kid in to do his voice for those particular scenes where his voice just was not up to scratch.
Uh-huh.
And what's really awesome is that kid voices him in this game, I think. It's either that or he voices him in the report thingies that they made of these games.
Are you doing your best Alan Rickman impersonation? I'm hanging on your every word.
Yes, make you shiver with anticipation.
Careful, Richie, some people might think you're up to something.
Or they may think that the call is lagging. Don't scare me like that, bro. Swear to God.
So yeah, it's Joe Sowerbutt who voices Harry in this game, apparently, in one of the versions, and he redubbed 2 scenes for Daniel Radcliffe in the actual film.
This is a good point in gaming history where, even though this is an Electronic Arts game, gaming hadn't gotten to the point where it's hey, let's go down this scripted shit, go down this corridor, do this monkey. It's more of that really late 32-bit era kind of game where you have to go collect a bunch of shit. The levels aren't exactly consistent, but it's more focused on gameplay than everything. And I kind of find this game, in particular, more charming than the later on games where it's just way too much on the fucking short story, and here's some shooter sections, because why not?
Actually, interesting fact, the people who developed this game, I think there's a PS1 version of Chamber of Secrets as well, but I don't know about that, was Argonaut Software, and they also made Croc 1, Legend of the Gobos, and Croc 2.
Nice.
Didn't they make Buck Bumble?
I'm going to need a citation needed on that. Richie, you've got the Wikipedia up, is that true? Did they make Buck and a Buck Bumble?
Argonaut games? Just give me 1 second. Yes, they did. 1998, Buck Bumble on the N64.
There you go.
So, why didn't we just call, the magic cops? He stole our bird. They could throw him in magic jail. That exists in this world. So what's up with that?
Oh, I guess we can't put it off any longer. The faces are pretty crazy in this game. I did want to point this out since it's kind of a slam against myself, but Neville Longbottom looks like a fucking young Tom 64 here, and that's kind of embarrassing.
Now he's endearing. Still creepy, but at least he has a charming quality to him.
Yeah, I love these shitty PS1 graphics. I love how when you move around, the textures keep shifting just a little bit as you're moving the camera. You don't get that anymore.
Well, I have to say that may not entirely be the game's fault. There's a little touch of it here and there, but I had to emulate this because I got the disc, I got a physical copy of the game, tried to play it on my PS3 with my hoppage, no dice. PS2, component and composite, nothing. Original fucking PS1 game, no dice. On the original PS1, no less. Sorry, stuttered a bit there. But I ended up having to emulate it, and there are some beans over there that I'm going to collect so bad. But of course, the turbo slot that is Ron pushes me into an unavoidable sequence where we go to flying class, and that's all the time we have for part 1. Stay tuned for more of this rambling kind of commentary next time in the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone playthrough.
Oh god, what happened to your face?
Also, if this is his first lesson, shouldn't he have, like, safety gear? A helmet? Some elbow pads? Does this not exist? I know you have magic that can just shift a bone back into the arm and is apparently extremely dangerous, but you can prevent these accidents with Muggle safety gear.
Fucking Gilderoy Lockhart. We'll probably get to him later in the playthrough when we need someone to shit on to, like, pass the time and whatnot.
Oh, man. I have to say, though, I did love that scene in the movie, you know, when he taught the whole defense against the dark arts. It's just, me and my sister, we just watched that scene like 50 times. It was fucking amazing.
I think you can, like, fail this and just get less house points, but obviously you want to beat Slytherin in the House Cup, not to rub your nose in it, Helldragon, so we're gonna go for gold here.
Oh, well, that would assume I cared about that.
What's even the point of collecting the points? They don't fucking mean anything because Dumbledore can just pull a hat trick out of his ass and be like, you know what, I'm feeling rather cheap today. 1,000 points to Gryffindor because, fuck it, I love those guys.
Harry, pass me that potion, would you? 50 points to Gryffindor.
All he needs to do, there's no point in even trying. Like, I would hate to be in any of the other houses. Like, you actually do your best, it's all fair and good, and then Harry Potter and his gang of lollygaggers shows the fuck up. It's like, aw, there goes all that effort.
Dirty floor jelly beans.
This is earwax flavour. Fred and George, or is it George and Fred? No, either or.
I believe it's Dead and the other one.
Well, we did say there were gonna be spoilers, so... Anyway, Dead One and the guy with only one ear need these beans, collect them all, and you get a prize.
Get to the charms class before the timer runs out.
Why? Why is there a timer?
Because it's school, dude. If you're late, then the hall monitor will stop you and he'll use a Flipendo spell on your ass.
50 points from Slytherin.
It turns out you're late. Please do the stupid platforming challenge.
Did you guys ever try, like, the real-life every flavor beans? Because they made a real-life version as a movie tie-in, and they claim to have had, like, all the completely disgusting flavors, because those bad boys came in, like, earwax, toe fungus, dirt,
Boogers.
boogers. I remember everyone wanted to fucking try the booger ones. Like, why do you want to try it? And then as soon as it came out, eating the booger one became the dare.
Well, I did actually try them. What I remember most from that is having the horseradish flavour ones, and that's about all I can remember from eating that particular candy.
Because you
And you
blacked
blacked out.
Jinx, you owe Gryffindor 50 points.
Yes!
Well, that was good. You sure can press that button nice.
David Cage apparently had a hand in making this game.
It is my greatest masterpiece, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Belbatons is the greatest wizard school of all time. It has the most emotion.
Can you just, like, drop this shit on Ron's head? Probably get more house points. It's like, Harry did a thing!
Okay, I'm trying not to run that joke into the ground, like all other HFC jokes, but 50 points to a house that has not yet been named. And that was a very easy lesson. Just levitate the thing onto the thing, and there you go, you get 3 house points.
So I like how every time you do like a more focused spell in this game, you do this sequence where like they turn around, Harry like JoJo poses for a little bit before he can actually do it.
Good!
So Hedwig's to stand.
Oh my god, this paper's alive.
It's a howler, run Harry, it's going to explode! Oh Jesus, Hagrid. We'll be getting to him next time, but he is a sight to behold. Also, Harry, I think your glasses would work better nearer to your eyes. I don't think that's a fault with the emulator either, they were just hovering in mid-air.
Hey, most of us don't know how to wear our fucking glasses straight. We obviously, our eyes don't work clearly, so why do you think our glasses would work either?
Evidently glasses are better because Harry Potter wears them, therefore they are awesome, apparently.
I like how that gave you points for cleaning up after yourself. That makes sense.
What the fuck was that?
Well, you're demonstrating magic and you're a first year, so there you go.
Oh my, just do it with your hands. That's more impressive. Don't be a lazy.
Yeah, put the one down. Wingardium Leviosa. Pick it up, put it on the table.
I can just imagine Harry when he's like 40 years old. Can you give me a beer? Oh, no, I got it. Wingardium Levy. Oh, what was that last bit? Leviosa. Do.
And how the fuck do you not know when one of the guys who founded your school was born and killed? Like, at the very least, it should be on record when the hell he died. He found your school.
Well, maybe he fucked off into the Chamber of Secrets and no one found his corpse.
Well, obviously, the records need citation. That's what happens when you have a lot of wizards edited at once.
Oh, get out.
Do you want to exit the wizard? You have selected no.
So, I know since you are collecting all these cards, what's important is how many copies can you get for your deck? Because Slytherin apparently is a really good card if you use like 3 of them. Their ability combos off of each other. This is just totally passing you by, isn't it, guys? Actually, I do want to play off that. There was during the time the movies were being released, there was a Harry Potter trading card game, which played very similarly to Magic, published by Wizards of the Coast still, I believe, which explains the similarities, but apparently it was pretty good for its short run. I was always trying to find a Snape card for my sister, but alas, it never came to be. Is this all they get to eat, just these beans? You're stealing dinner from everybody, dude. What's wrong with you?
Oh, the house elves will whip up some more, don't worry about it.
Well, now that's just pushing them, over their working limit, Tom, and I really do think we should give them more equal rights.
Oh, whatever. You sound like you've been hanging out with Hermione too much, that's the problem. You can't come down this way yet, Mr. Potter. Go back and fight Mr. Malfoy.
Even though we have potions class today, it all depended on one ingredient that I do not have multiples of. I'm sure this was careful planning and not at all completely stupid. Goodbye, dead one.
It's like, I'm sorry, what'd you call me? Oh, right, you only got 1 ear. Sorry about that, bro. This also is in the book. This is big plot point. In case you don't know, this is them trying to break in to get the Philosopher's Stones out of Gringotts.
Did we just find like a Zelda item or something?
Yeah, these rooms always struck me as very Zelda-esque, and the music is actually kind of ominous, to use a very plain art kind of word. But, thanks for the upgrade, Mexi. I think all the rooms have Gryffindor to some degree, so I guess we know who favoured the students.
Oh, boo-hoo, I'm voiced by a woman.
Malfoy, got your nose. Actually, I don't think you had one to begin with.
Got all your facial features.
Got your wallet.
Wizard crackers.
Oh, Wizard Crackers, that's my favorite puzzle game. You guys play that?
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, that is offensive to most of the wizarding community, I'll have you know. Can we please use some more politically correct terms?
Where to fucking start with this? Look at that portrait picture.
And crop, and welcome to my Twitter avatar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, I stepped on something.
The point of Wizard Crackers is to take the crackers he wrote.
Who gives a fuck?
You gotta take the crackers and throw it back. There's 3 rounds to this. The first one's not too bad. Then he's gonna bring in Crab here, who dies, by the way.
He's
there
gonna
you go.
bring in his crabs? No, we don't need that shit.
It's cool, I'm fine. Oh, Jesus Christ, look at him.
Oh, look, it's the other youngin', Tom 64. I need that as a Twitch emote. I literally need every Twitch chat to be spammed with that face.
You cannot pick up the pink ones. Just try and avoid those and pick up the usual ones.
I usually avoid picking up the pink ones. They tend to be used.
Oh, jeez, I can't take this anymore. Where's the fucking Wicked World potion when you need it?
So, which kid tried to play this in real life?
Dude, you're from the South. You tell us. How many kids are stupid enough to be throwing fireworks at each other?
Well, once I shot a bottle rocket into a tree, and it caught fire. Ew, I smelled something. I love that fucking image.
Come on, I'm trying to do a fucking video game. Oh Jesus, we're doing 13 parts. If this is the pace for all of them, I'm not going to make it. Come, fellow Slytherins, we out.
We're off to the gift shop.
How the hell does a first year have men bitches already?
Well, you know, he is old money.
But they're going to the Gryffindor corridor house thingy. They won't go in the Slytherin way.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. When I first read the book, I always wondered, like, why are the Slytherin guys, like, such dicks? Why are they mean and grouchy? But then you realize their house is in the dungeon. They get robbed the house cup several fucking times. They're just, like, trying to be students like everyone else, and they get treated like shit because, oh, there's a Slytherin. It's essentially... It's classism, and Ron is the worst accuser of it, because he starts out, like, his very first conversation with you in this game, it's like, us Gryffindors need to stick together. It's like, you don't even know who I am, and that is some dangerous talk coming from you, man.
Hello, Harry. I am burdened by PS1 graphics.
You're a wizard.
Hagrid, I told you, I'm not a fucking wizard.
So, this is Herbology class. Here is a spell that shoots fire. Makes sense.
Well, they're pruning the plants.
You don't need fire to do that. In fact, I think that would create more problems if you're very bad at your Incendio. So I like how classes are just like, what, 10, 20 minutes? That's it, he's done, he's out the door, he's got busy shit to do, he's the boy who lived, goddammit.
Yeah, you're ready for your newts now.
Well, it's because he actually learned it. If you didn't get the spell right the first time, then yeah, you'll be stuck in there for a long-ass fucking time till you get it right. But once you've got it, there's no need to stick around.
Yeah, that's all of the Herbology will ever have to do.
I don't know when this started, but a lot of universities started making their own Quidditch teams. Which is silly, but you know what? Gotta have a hobby. At least they're not doing stupider shit in college, so...
Oh, what, like shooting at fake zombies with Nerf guns? I'll never catch one.
Yeah, or playing ninja. That shit's just dumb. And it takes up room in the foyer, and I'm trying to get to class, move the fuck out the way.
So I got a great idea. I'm going to invent a sport where kids who are of, not of age entirely, they're going to fly around on broomsticks at high speeds, hitting each other with bats, hitting balls at other people. Also, if you catch a really tiny ball and not die, you'll win the game. That sounds great, and it definitely will not cause problems later on.
We'll call it the Hunger Games.
Or Insurgent. Or the Maze Runner. Or Twilight.
Or Divergence.
Yeah.
One of those. They're all the same. Yeah, there is technically a way that if your team is so badass, but your Seeker sucks, your Seeker can catch the snitch, end the game, and your team lose because the 150 points weren't enough to compete with the already scored points.
And also, if you just want to end the match on your own terms, really nerdy bit of trivia here, like how Ireland did in the Quidditch World Cup finals in Goblet of Fire, then there you go.
Wow, we know a lot about Quidditch compared to everything else about the book.
Wait, no, shut my mouth, it wasn't Ireland, it was Bulgaria. Crum caught the snitch.
Tom.
Minus 10 points.
I'm sorry. Minus 10 points to Ireland.
Probably going back, I could play this easily, but I remember first time playing it, that it was just really hard. Like, I could not grasp the three-dimensional movement, and I would just end up flying into walls all the damn time.
All this, opposing Seeker does is kind of knock you around. I'm not even sure if they can steal the snitch if you, spectacularly bodge up, go through rings and the like.
They could have upped the ante, because I saw that in the beginning, he hit a ring that you did not. Would have been cool if you both had counters, and then if his counter hit 0 before yours, then it initiated his snitch count. But that would probably be a bit too hardcore and a bit too dangerous, and the kids just wouldn't like it.
So MBM would love it, naturally.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm all about that anti-fun as long as it makes people cry.
My poor kitten has fallen down the well.
Okay, that's actually really sad. Dude, that's so sad. What is this?
Why would you let your kitten run about near the well?
'Cause he's stupid!
Well, yes.
But he's a Ravenclaw!
That's the irony.
Rod just pops up and says, friend George were mean to me, and then proceeds to fuck off.
Oh, that was a productive meeting. He looks ill.
1912.
Present? No, he should be dead.
A venomous tentacular for a bet and survived. Though it's still purple.
So eating lots of shit is enough to warrant a famous witch and wizards card. Good to know. Excuse me while I go consume my body weight in chicken wings.
No. We'll see a venomous tentacular later on, and I think you'll agree that warrants being on a famous witches and wizards card.
Well, I mean, eating an entire one and surviving whilst remaining purple is quite a feat, I would think.
Do you think he's purple all over? Or,
my.
Is it?
Only his hairdresser knows for sure.
Okay, let me explain how the Puffskein works here. We're going to be utilising them throughout the ground section of the game. Here, they're going to eat bushes and the like, and each one, as you'll see, will spit out a different blueberry-flavoured, every flavour bean. It kind of takes a while, so what I'm going to do after it finishes eating this one is, cut to, when he's eaten all of them. So, crossfade away!
Oh, thank God.
Yes, thank God.
It's kind of adorable in a weird, tooth sack sort of way.
Yeah, it's like a pumpkin with tendrils on the front. That sounds like a squeaky toy.
I guess it's better than a pet rock.
I would roll with that as my magical pet, because I remember, what were the choices? You could have an owl, a cat, a rat, Toad. Yeah, you could have a toad. That's so...
Probably could have more, but I can't remember.
I want a muggle for a familiar, because they're less than human anyway.
Human slavery. Hey, we don't need that full-blood talk here.
Can I bring a dragon? Maybe some kind of really, really massive... Sorry, I was kind of struggling for adjectives there. Can I bring a tarantula is what I'm trying to say.
I want a Komodo dragon. That would actually be really awesome.
I was gonna ask if, Asian exchange students could bring, seahorse. But then I remember that Continental Asia has, its own wizard school. Because Hogwarts isn't, the only wizard school. It's just sort of, the European branch of the wizard world education system.
Not European, British.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Was it just British?
Yeah.
Because, there's Beauxbatons, the French place. There's a Durmstrang.
The French place.
Durmstrang, the Bulgarian one.
Gotcha. Yeah, I knew, but I thought that was just an all-girls one. That was just private. I didn't think it was the actual French branch.
Well, Beauxbatons Academy. That lends a certain level of prestige to it. I guess I really like Goblet of Fire for that aspect, where you start it gets into some serious world building, for the lack of a better term.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's sort of the tipping point too. Because when you just know about Hogwarts, then yeah, you can have. You can expound upon it, you can go really, really deep, and you can just focus on the adventure within the school. Once you start to question and explore and explain the wizarding world, that's when it's okay, I don't care who the prime wizard head dude is, I don't. Can we move along, please?
Wasn't that the book with all of the super hot wizard chicks in it in that one school?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, was the super hot French chick academy of hottie hot hots.
I love that bit in the movie where Ron tries to ask Flora, and Ron's sister and some of her friends and sort of some Gryffindor students escort him back into the common room, and he's all dazed and whatnot. He starts explaining to Harry what happened. He's like, I was just watching them walk. I like it how they walk, Harry. And Ginny's he tried to ask her out, and more screamed at her, really.
And then she ended up marrying his older brother.
Harsh. Young Tom 64.
Shut up. I should never have brought that up. Fun fact, Luna Lovegood actually marries, I think, the grandson of the guy who wrote Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Something like
Luna
that,
was
yeah.
always my favorite. I liked her. I never got why people really, really just hated on her.
I liked her in the movie. I thought her actress did it pretty well. There's boss fights in this game? I gotta see this. I'm wondering how they do these.
Do you not remember the 5-minute laughing fit?
I kind of blocked that out already.
Yeah, it was one part ago. It shows you how on the ball Helldragon is in terms of commentaries on the log.
I am the efficient, lazy Slytherin. If we're going to be doing that, I'm going to be at least the one who uses the 80-20 rule, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if Neville can be a Gryffindor, you can be a member of Slytherin. Hadouken!
He could have just blasted Harry Potter right there. He could have ended it. He didn't need to summon Statue Pig. He didn't need to bring back the pig from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Quasimodo, help us.
It's Victor, isn't it? Or was it Hugo?
He was Victor, the tall one was Hugo, and the female was Laverne.
I love that. As much as I dislike the gargoyles, that is a pretty funny joke. There's two phases to this this battle, I guess. The first one, you just hit its underbelly when it's flying towards you, then you have to levitate it, and as you can see, if you don't do it in time, it gets all its health back, and the battle starts over again.
Not one of those types of bosses.
You have defeated me, now take my collection of beans.
Yep, that's the sky.
Now that's really, really hard boss fight is out of the way. We can continue on and get to the fire seeds for Hagrid. Don't remember this part of the book.
Yeah, because, when I go to a magic school for a witchcraft and wizardry, I'm pretty sure the requirements do not say, alright, you need to clear the lava level, the ice level, and the forest level.
Yeah, that was like an abandoned draft of Philosopher's Stone. And lo, Harry did press the X button, and in doing so, jumped over the river of lava and collected the star to finish the level.
There wasn't even any safety, measures around that lake of fire or whatever. I mean, you would think they'd need a lot of parental signatures, waivers, healthcare notices, whatever. If your arm is blown the fuck up on day one by the stupid idiot in the back of the class, you can't sue the school. And if that's the case, how the hell did he get his uncle and aunt to sign all those waivers? I mean, yeah, Hagrid could have intimidated them, but doesn't that make those contracts no longer legally binding?
Well, different strokes for different magical folks, I guess.
They couldn't give less of a crap about, random streams of magma and lava running through their kids' school.
Yeah, it's just like New York.
Right, here's the gimmick for this area. We've got to manipulate the properties of a Puffskein by overfeeding them so they fit into these vents here to activate the little geysers to get us up to higher platforms.
God, that thing is horrifying.
It's almost like the school was designed by a video game creator.
How hard did that lever hit the ground if it could create a shockwave?
This feels like a God of War level. I love all the whimsical music for fucking platforming. Do 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 do, got this from Mario. Do do
do Yahoo!
It's kind of weird too that the music is pretty sparse in this game. You couldn't tell because we were talking so much in part 1, but music doesn't really start playing in the gameplay section for 6 minutes. It takes a while, and there's a lot of dead air areas in this game, so when music does randomly show up, it's really jarring. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot that it was quiet here for a while.
And don't forget, I am emulating this, so there are bound to be some errors here or there. I'll point one out when we get to the Forbidden Woods section later on, but yeah, very ambient kind of game, and I think I appreciated stuff like that back in the day. Medieval, especially, another PS1 game, was good for ambience.
Yes.
Well, from what Wikipedia is telling me, the game only has 18 songs, and you can actually buy the soundtrack digitally, which is bonkers.
I'm good.
But also, apparently, the guy who composed the music, Jeremy Soule, wrote the score before he heard what John Williams had written for the film.
I don't believe that at all.
So, it has original themes, and that's why kind of the main theme doesn't really turn up.
Here's the tricky incendio sequence I was talking about.
It's triangle, dude.
Wrong. Stop it.
Oh, well, I guess I'll give up my spoils.
I just wanted to add, again, since this is on the PS1, I still love the shitty, it's clearly corridors, but they tried so hard to make the corridors look like trees. I mean, yeah, you have graphical limitations, and I think it gives it this own cool little retro charm, personally. I just love it.
Yeah, I think this is my second favourite generation of hardware, and from the first one would be the PS2 GameCube era.
And that was definitely one thing I liked about the PlayStation 1 era, was that with the hardware limitations came ingenuity, which is the case with a lot of artwork. And I mean, you look at Silent Hill, there's fog all over the goddamn place, and it builds a lot of ambience, a lot of atmosphere, but the reason they put it on was because they had no draw distance. And so with this, it's with the limitations, they didn't just lazily be oh well, we gotta make this quarter. Like Helldragon said, they tried really hard to disguise all of their limitations, and in doing so, it creates a charm for all these games and for the entire generation.
Yeah, I really agree with that, because, these days it's so easy to make, the areas we want to express visually, but back then, they had to work within those limitations, and I've always found in a lot of things that, the more limitations you have on your creativity, the more creative, the more original your work becomes. And that's one big reason why I really like retro stuff, was because they had to work around all that to create something really good. These days, it's phoned in my opinion.
Okay, I can't let this sequence pass without pointing out that Hagrid has a picture of Dumbledore on his wall.
Well, why wouldn't you? I got one in my room. I love you.
I think Dumbledore loves you. I don't know. Was that a rumor? Was that confirmed? I think it was.
That was confirmed that he was gay, yes. That was something that was confirmed, and there was kind of no real need for it to kind of happen. Like, it's really awesome, but it just... I just remember J.K. Rowling kind of revealing it out of nowhere, and then everyone was just like, okay.
Yeah, well, it adds a layer to his backstory, because what happened was, like, he met up with a dude, and if you just read the story without the information, because it's not explicitly set in the game, or even in the books, if you read his backstory without that, then you just get this level of they were really, really good friends, but then you can throw in that, Dumbledore actually loved this guy. And what happens is that the guy was bad, he wanted to kill Muggleborns or whatever, so Dumbledore was almost a racist, didn't go all the way through, because what happened was Dumbledore accidentally killed his sister. And then he became... Yeah, Dumbledore accidentally killed his sister, and so he was like, wow, maybe hating Muggleborns isn't a good thing. Maybe I should be cool. And he became cool.
Technically, it's never outright stated who killed. I think...
Yeah, it was between him and his brother were fighting, and she got in between to stop the two from fighting, and she got caught in a blast or whatever.
Caught in the crossfire?
Yeah, Albus was gay for Grindelwald, by the way, that dude you were talking about, one of the greatest dark wizards before Voldemort's time.
Thank you. I told you, I don't know names, it's just that guy, the other guy. I know people based on their relations to each other, not by their names.
Yeah, we have Helldragon, the loud one, Richie the smart one, and Tom the annoying, fat, obnoxious one.
Don't worry, if you're anything like Neville, you'll blossom into a beautiful butterfly man.
Yeah, 15 years is still fucking counting, mate.
Morgan Le Fay, totally hentai.
Arthurian reference.
Yes, go on, Richie, I know you want to squee.
Well, just Morgan Le Fay, Merlin, it's all awesome.
Well, don't just stop there, tell us!
So, Morgan Le Fay, it varies depending on the text. She's either, like, Arthur's sister, or, I think, yeah, Arthur's sister, or some relation to Arthur, because she is Gawain's aunt. And in some kind of texts, she's just a bit of a cow. And in some places, she's actually evil, and it varies between what she actually does. But pretty awesome, and I think in some things she's the one who leads Arthur to Avalon when he's kind of injured.
Right, I'm going to take this in a completely different direction, same subject. If you want to learn about, like, Arthurian lore, or just lore in general, watch Gargoyles. Gargoyles is fucking awesome for that stuff.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that some of that is actually fictitious. I'm pretty sure they didn't have robots. Just gonna say that.
That's like saying, yo, if you're really super interested in Mesoamerican religion, play Shin Megami Tensei. It's totally exactly how it rolls.
Or if you want to learn about Egyptian mythology, watch Mummies Alive, and there's that fucking portrait again.
Square to bash. Oh, I really don't want to be in this game, but I guess I have to make do. Oh, that hurts. Stop it.
If you got the Nimbus upgrade, this is a piece of piss, really. Otherwise, I don't know, because it's been so long since I played this section without the upgrade.
My broom is riding up my bum.
All that waiting I did for Potter really chafed me.
Why was I waiting at all? This isn't how you bully someone.
My father will hear of this.
His father has the life bar twice as long and the portrait is twice as ugly. Neville, I'm going to give you a tip for the future. It's called a notepad. You may want to use this to remember stuff, just like us muggles do. Just going to throw that out there.
What would happen if they incorporated modern technology like everyone in Hogwarts has iPhones?
What he didn't know is, well, that wasn't the remember at all. It was a hand grenade. That's why it was flashing.
What the fuck? Yeah.
And that explosion activated puberty, and thus Neville did blossom.
And thus Neville became gorgeous.
I've always loved her rationale for not punching Harry. You're not allowed to fly on a broomstick, but Malfoy's a little shit, so I guess you're in.
Again, student favoritism. If I was a Slytherin in real life and got treated like this at school, I'd be a prick too. To literally everyone.
Wait, didn't they establish James Potter as exactly that? Like, basically Harry Potter, but he was like, he became a prick, basically, and that's why Snape kind of, got mad with him? Yeah, okay, I'm remembering that now. It's been a bit.
Is that he was a prick and then he became not a prick in later years, and that's why Lily fell in love with him.
Look at that fucking face.
Hagrid, your face.
What's wrong with your visage?
Too much of it, too long of an interval. Okay, guys, it's time for our first Quidditch match. Are you hype?
No, because you could just play the Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup game, and I'm sure it'd be much better.
Thank you, I was going to bring that up. I always wanted to try that, but never got around to it. Has anyone here played the game?
No.
I think I might have done. I think a friend might have had it, or I've seen somebody play it.
Sorry, I was playing good games like Digimon Rumble Arena.
I actually really like the guy who played Lee Jordan in the movie. I thought for some reason, he fit the character pretty well. I don't know why.
I liked him because pop! Oh, come on, none of you guys watch Community.
No.
Get the fuck out! Oh! People in the comments back me up here.
And since we're recording this right now, as opposed to when this episode goes on YouTube, that comment is actually really weird.
He's going for it.
Is this just a whole cutscene?
Really? Oh, good gameplay.
Yeah, it eventually segued into an actual game.
Over here, stupid. That's what the rings are basically like. Hey, up here.
Now, you can actually fail this, I believe, if you get hit by too many bludgers, so watch out for those. Don't take too many of those in the face.
You remember the part of the book where Harry just got hit by a bludger like 40 times and just completely fucked it up?
And then the movie just stopped and went to a game over screen and Harry had to reload his save.
Yeah, those responsible have been sacked.
So, okay, these towery thingies that they're watching the match through, are those inspired by something in real life, or...?
They strike me as, sorry, I had to think for a little bit there, and it takes a while. They strike me as those things that people, well, nobility, I guess, watch jousting matches from.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the closest influence that there is. Although it seems like a really, really terrible design choice for watching Quidditch, because obviously you may get hit in the head by a bludger. At least if you were watching jousting, they were just kind of nice and contained on the kind of straight where they ran the horses, and they weren't exactly likely to come careening into you. Whereas here...
Unless the guy flew off his horse and impaled the kid.
I'm just saying, these look like a fire hazard.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if the first story of one of these towers just, starts to burn? Everyone on top is fucked.
Pretty much.
And they don't seem like they sit a lot of people. Like, wasn't the entire school supposed to show up for these matches? And it just looks like 10 classes are chilling.
Well, a single, texture that evolves into, 12 people per stand when you get close.
Snape is like, oh well, Quidditch is okay, but I much prefer my fantasy Quidditch online game.
Is that a library book in your grimy little hand? Library books, by definition, are not...
By definition, I was supposed to be Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher class, but they shit me in the back with the potions and the other Slytherins down in the hole they call the dungeon. I hope you feel better about yourself, Mr. Potter.
I just, overtly bitter Snape.
I thought that by definition, library books meant that you could check them out of the library.
Exactly. That's what I was about to bring up. It's like you would only not be able to take a book out of a library if it was reference only or one of those really rare manuscripts.
It means absolutely nothing. You never really get the book back, and you can't even peruse it and the like. So just ignore
But what
it.
you don't know is that the code to beat the game was in that book.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Let's look at the code for the game. Up, up, down, down, left, right, cross.
I love this. The most British sounding spell ever. Aloha Mora.
Isn't that a Pokemon?
A Lomomola, that is.
Yeah, it is.
Remarkably similar, but not quite.
Does Ron have a symbol on his chest that says R for Ron? Is he Super Ron right now? That's what it looked like.
It's because of the jumper that he's got. Yeah.
His mommy knit stuff.
Yeah.
Well, would that imply that it was Christmas at the start of the game, or am I looking too into this?
It's last year's Christmas jumper.
Yeah.
Of course it is. It's the Weasleys.
Be sure to drink strange potions you find on the ground.
Hey, this is the Wiggenweld potion, and if you've played the GBC game, the RPG, you'll know that everyone swears by Wiggenweld potions.
I thought you were going to say that everyone swears. It's like, holy shit, we're playing the wrong game.
Fucking hell, Harry, it's fucking Voldemort.
You twat bag.
This is the Venomous Tentacular. Do you agree now that that guy deserves to be on a card for eating one of these things?
I could eat the same thing, just need some barbecue sauce. It should be the second edition deck. The second edition deck. First is the famous wizards and witches. The secondary deck is the fucking stupid witches and wizards deck.
Good fun to throw around, Hagrid.
I'm going to sign each of these so you know who wrote them. Hagrid.
10 students died here. Watch out, Hagrid.
If you can find the correct patch they're buried under, you will get a famous Witches and Wizards card.
I've
Hagrid.
always felt alone, Hagrid.
You're a wizard, Harry. Hagrid.
Do you think he signs them for himself so that he remembers he wrote them? It's like, wait, who put this sign here? Oh.
Better make sure it's not written by Voldemort or something.
They got a lot better with making magical creatures later on in the series, like those skeleton horses that only people who have seen death can see. Those are badass. Instead, it's like, oh, it's a mushroom. Cool. But it's bigger. Okay?
Sorry, I thought you were actually talking about the single sloth brain there. That's not magical. It's not magical at all.
I like how they kept it out in the open like that, and it looked less like a sloth brain and more like a giant sloth testicle.
Ew.
How do you know it's not one and the same?
Ew, it's in a jar and everything.
Well, I looked up their Harry Potter wiki, that's how I know.
But yeah, the really weird thing is that in like the earlier films, they don't exist, and they only turn up when Luna appears, and she says, if you've seen death, you see them. And yet they're shown to be kind of drawing all of the cars and carts and stuff. So how on earth did Harry not see them before? And how on earth did Neville not see them before?
Continuity!
It was a particular death that kicked it off, I believe.
Ah.
Gryffindor are in the lead on house points.
Yo, suck it, Gryffindor for life!
Yay.wave.
Man, this is a long part.
Yeah, just a bit. Thankfully, I think you said that this is the longest part, so we should be fine as long as we fill it with hysterical laughter.
I kind of shot my load in part 2, so I'm kind of all out of energy now.
Also, how long, speaking of loads, how long do you think a sloth brain testicle lasts in a jar outside of a fridge? Like, is there a point where it starts to rot? Get smelly?
Magical school atmosphere.
Oh.
F is for Fred.
G is for the guy with only one ear.
Here's a sloth brain, maybe this will help you with your kitten. Oh, well, alright.
It's like, here, forget all about the kitten, I got your new pet right here.
Don't worry, we'll look after Raymond and his cat when we go down into the dungeons, and that is a card you can miss, so be on the ball.
Why can't you Wingardium Leviosa out of the well?
Well, it's funny you should mention that. No, I won't give anything away.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, just look down and be, bam! Do your sexy pose and then pull it out. That's how I deal with all my problems. Does Snape have like tenure or something? Because he doesn't seem very enthused with his job, and he doesn't really do a very good job at it too. And it's like, you would think after a while that Dumbledore would just be like, fuck this shit, dude, you're out, man.
He clearly has, like, some kind of love for the job still, because, you know, in Harry's first lesson, he's like, I can teach you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death.
I liked how, like, you know, in the book and in the movie, Snape gave Harry shit just because the fucker was taking notes like you're supposed to do. I mean, what was up with that?
Well, then you find out that he's taking all this shit because he looks like his mom. Oh, how terrible. Yeah, because he totally had control over that.
Uh-huh.
And there is the whole thing of he's always wanted to be the Defence Against the Dark Arts teacher, and Dumbledore just never let him.
Oh, boo-hoo, he can literally create immortality potions. Who gives a shit?
Why would you want to be the teacher of that class? We all know the history of what happens. Why? Do you just not like living? Do you not like your job?
Well, yes, but you don't know what happened to all of the teachers before the first one that is obviously happening here, and all of the subsequent ones. If Snape had been the Defence Against the Dark Arts teacher all the time, this might not have happened.
Radcliffe is cool. I like how he stayed pretty mellow even after the Harry Potter dealio. I do enjoy his movie, or his one video where he has an assistant to keep him down to earth.
I think I've seen gifs of that, yeah.
Yeah, the gifts are good. Rupert's cool. He owns an ice cream truck.
And gives kids free ice cream, yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't even give a shit about his acting career at that point. It's like, dude, you give free ice cream. Fuck yeah, good human being.
Well, the thing is, after Harry Potter, or I think during Harry Potter, he was in a movie called, I think, Thunderpants?
Yes, he was. I remember that.
He's basically a tutor to this one kid whose farts can basically propel a shuttle into space.
Yep.
Fuck yes.
And Emma Watson, of course.
Alright, here we go. She's overrated. but that does not mean she's bad.
I think she did a fine job as
Well,
Hermione, I
in
guess.
the movie, she's fine, but I mean, just like,
Only a fool
the
expects
internet
the
nerd
best
obsession over Emma Watson is the overrated aspect. But her as an actress is fine, like I said.
She's going to be playing Belle in the live-action Beauty and the Beast movie coming up. And I don't know why Disney has this whole, like, live-action kick going on right now. As we all know, you're never going to top Mary Poppins or Ben Knobs and Broomsticks. But, Helldragon, your opinion of the main cast?
You know, I've never really had a problem with any of the main cast, really. Like, I never thought there was, like, one I just didn't like. I think they all did fine. You know, they were all decent actors enough. I guess, you know, later on they kind of improved a little bit in terms of their acting ability. But beyond that, you know, no complaints, really. I was mostly watching it for, like, the, you know, the older actors, like the guy who did Gilderoy, Alan Rickman, things like that.
Well, I believe I have kind of already sort of said that I do think that they're all pretty amazing.
Okay, well,
And-
moving swiftly on to me,
but
then.
kind of-
No, it is my
Oh.
talking time now. And Tom has the mic. Dan Radcliffe, I think he was pretty much perfect as Harry. Rupert, he made a very decent run. A little bit abrasive, but, you know, he works as a nice foil to Harry. Emma Watson is just okay as Hermione, but again, she does the job well. And I'll agree with Helldragon. The older cast is where the films and whatnot really shine. Like, you have, you had the late Richard Harris as Dumbledore. Then you had Michael Gambon. I think they both did a good job, except in Goblet of Fire, where... So
What did you do, Harry?
Harry, did you put your name in the goblet? Dumbledore said calmly, it says in the book. Although, if you read Lord of the Rings, it said, like, you know, when Frodo, like refuses to throw the ring into the lava and the like. It says Sam didn't have time to shout out. In the movie, Sam's like, no! So, you know, it's kind of like adaptation shit.
I know that a lot of people will complain, mostly with the Hermione casting, but it tends to be like super duper nitpicky things, like, oh, she doesn't look exactly, it's like, that's what you think in your imagination, so you may want to stop getting angry about that.
Yeah, because until, like, I think Goblet of Fire, she was kind of, like, I think Maxie said earlier, kind of homely, sort of. Definitely not unattractive, but, you know, not the super bombshell that she'd be.
Yeah, she was supposed to have, like, messy hair, like, she was supposed to look unkept as a girl. And then, like, because she was focusing more on her intellect and studies, but then, of course, you know, you have Emma Watson, who is good looking. It's like, we can't mess her up, so there you go.
But the thing is, I was reading TV Tropes earlier, and as we all know, TV Tropes is the bastion of literary prowess.
Of course.
Yeah, it said that the books are written from Harry's point of view, for the most part. So he wouldn't really pay attention to Hermione's, like, attractiveness. At least until the puberty demon kicks him in the ass. But then again, by that time, he was going for that Asian booty, if you know what I'm saying.
And then later on, he was going for best friend sister booty.
I'm going to heaven, Lisbeth.
Well, obviously that does bring up the whole awkward thing of J.K. Rowling saying that she sort of regrets making Hermione and Ron end up together and thinks that it should have been Hermione and Harry.
What?
Yeah, she said that, which is, like, I understand it, but it's kind of... It's just like, don't say that, don't mess with everybody's emotions, because you know what the Harry Potter fan base is like. It's just bonkers.
Best friend sister booty.
It's like, hey Ron, I'm the chosen one, I beat Voldemort, and I'm banging your sister. 10 house points to Gryffindor.
Oh! Are we at potions class yet? Are we done with school, period? When's it lunchtime? When have we eaten?
Don't worry, we'll get to the bit where you have to eat, like, chocolate cauldrons. It's a quick time event. Got to get a key from this room here. You got to levitate that cage onto the hay, and only the hay, because if you do it anywhere else, this troll is going to wake up. Make sure you collect the beans here. We're going to get troll bogey ones now.
So that's where Troll Bogey Jelly Beans comes from. They hire a guy, they give him room and board, say, look, you can stay here for as long as you want. I just need you to shit these out of your nose every so often. We sort of have a marketing deal going on. Are these acceptable terms?
Oh, jeez, he's like a Sloane queen. Wimmy wham wham wazzle. Party on, Hogwarts students, party on.
Harry Potter, the Abridged series.
Magical spells on owls. It's a funny joke, guys. Yeah, it's me.
You gotta be arrogant to have a door with your face on it, though.
It looked like you were saying, "Don't you open me." I'm watching you.
We were trying to keep this classy, you know, with butt, poop, and fart jokes, and this guy has to go and bring Frozen into the mix.
Well, one thing you gotta know about Richie is he loves his musicals.
I love musicals too, but I like good ones, not Frozen.
Oh, you know how the magic spell goes. Tangled is better-a-roo.
Boom!
Did he just find like a screensaver in a jar back there, with all the sparkles or something like that?
No, these are the fireflies that Snape sent him to.
Well, I know, but my joke is funnier, and thus that's the one I'm going with. He needed a screensaver.
My
for his
favorite
potion.
was the one where it was a brick maze, because I always thought I could solve it faster than the screensaver itself.
Now leave me in peace, Potter.
Wow, what a dick. Alright, I guess we'll end the part if you're gonna be like that.
Another crazy timer, because this makes sense. Hey, you know what? Let's make it really hard to get to the class by putting it on top of another fucking story you have to climb up to. You wonder why these kids are late all the time.
I'm sorry, Professor, I had to collect all the beans so I could get the magical upgrade. I don't want to hear that.
Where did they get these giant books, and why did they make you platform on them? You could be reading this, but no.
When you get to these kind of licensed games, it's really pedantic, and it's kind of like a Let's Player kind of cliche, I guess. But in the context of Hogwarts, it is kind of funny, I have to admit. There's a certain section of the book where Fred and George, aka Dead Guy in One Ear, are like throwing snowballs at the back of Quirrell's turban, and it's so funny in like hindsight just to think that Voldemort's behind there getting hit by snowballs, but he can't say anything.
He's sitting there like, you little fucking shits, the minute I get a fucking body, you will be the first to fucking die.
As soon as I get my body, I'm killing one of you and ripping the ear off the other.
This spell right here is basically Flash. It just makes... Well, it's Flash with the ability to turn, like, transparent, translucent things solid for a brief period of time.
It's Flash, but useful.
The 5 points to Gryffindor, Mr. Freeman. Dumbledore said it was out of bounds to everybody but Harry Potter, his BFF.
You know the whole reason that Harry Potter's Dumbledore's BFF is, remember, Harry Potter is fucking loaded. And as we've seen, this school has some stark budget cuts. So what Dumbledore is being best friends with him for is so that he'll present a gift to Hogwarts and that they can get increased funding. It's all about the money.
Well, it's really, really terrible that Dumbledore snuffed it before Harry became of age and Dumbledore was able to sample the rare delights of old money.
Yeah, in this case, it becomes the Dumbledore Memorial donation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Do you think that really, like, super duper poor wizard families, like, when their kid goes to Hogwarts, their parents are like, here's your owl! It's like, it's just an empty cage, Mom. No, sweetie. The owl's invisible.
And also, you can't touch the owl. You cannot caress it.
It's magic. It's like, wow, Mom, I love you!
Okay, this is, well, it's already a dungeon, but this is like a more traditional kind of Zelda-type dungeon, in which we have to, like, find and destroy different coloured eyeballs. If we had went and talked to not John Cleese, I'm sure he would have clued us in on this, but, it don't really matter. We're gonna be accosted by not Rick Mayall here.
Oh my god, what the hell?
This is Peeves. He's in the books, but he's not in the movies. He was gonna be Rick Mayall, but for whatever reason, he never made it to the final cut.
He's Mr. Ice Maker, he's Mr. Snow. Da-na, da-na.
That's exactly it, actually.
So is the bad ending where Harry Potter, like...
Harry Potter doesn't learn how to duel on motorcycles.
No, the bad ending is where Harry Potter decides to be a dick and just blows everything up. Or he accepts Voldemort's invitation to be evil. It's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Sounds cool.
Or the bad ending is Harry dies.
No, the BioWare decision would be that Harry Potter casts a spell at the end of the game, and depending on your ending, the spell is either red, blue, or green.
Shut up, Maxie, no, please, anything but that joke, oh Jesus.
It's not even a fucking joke, what are you saying, man?
Well, I was going to say, that thing about Harry, like, joining with Voldemort is strikingly similar to how the bad ending for Thousand Year Door goes, Paper Mario.
I'm so glad they have these in the dungeon. Like, which Zelda game did they get these enemies out of?
The Shadow Temple.
Can I get a compliment? I want one.
Record a game or two for us, please.
Dude, you recorded Chex Quest, alright? You don't need a compliment. You already
I am
lavish.
Recording more than that, so don't
No,
sass
dude,
me.
you didn't let me.
Right?
You didn't let me finish. I was saying that recording Chex Quest is the reward all in its own. But if you want to go and make me the dick of the group, then fine, whatever.
Well, they put me in Slytherin anyway, even though I'm like the atypical fat Slytherin that nobody likes, even the other Slytherin, so I got to prove myself, you see. That's my Hogwarts story.
Dude, there's totally tons of fat Slytherins.
That's true, but most of them don't wear it as well as I do, so there you go.
I like how you've lost over 50 pounds and you're still calling yourself fat.
Well, I'm still kind of chunky, a little bit, I'm working on it. Why are the floors so slippy slidey, by the way?
I'm guessing, like, dungeon slime. This actually comes into play when we go to Gringotts, and it's actually kind of funny in context.
Oh, Gringotts. I remember the stream playthrough of this in Gringotts. Oh.
Wow, this is a Zelda dungeon, because I'm already bored out of my mind.
Well, seeing as everybody's bored, do you want to hear surprisingly shocking facts
Yes,
about the game?
yes.
So, the game actually received rather positive sales figures. So it was between November 2001, which is around when it came out, to February 2002, it was one of the top 3 highest-selling PC video games, and was the top-selling PC title in December 2001.
Jesus.
Then the PlayStation version sold 8 million copies, which makes it one of the best-selling PlayStation games, and one of the best-selling video games of all time when it was released. And also, it received nominations for awards. So it got three nominations from the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences for Best Console Family Game, Best Original Music Composition, and Best PC Family Game at the 5th Interactive Achievement Awards.
Okay, I can understand it being praised, but that's a little too much. You guys make this sound like this is the holy fucking grail of gaming. Holy shit.
It was also nominated for Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Award in the Favourite Video Game category at the 2002 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards.
Nickelodeon awards don't matter. Kids are idiots. They vote for stupid shit. They're like, Phineas and Ferb is the best TV show of all time.
Okay, well, Phineas and Ferb isn't that bad.
It gets even worse. The remake, which was like PS2, Xbox, GameCube, received a nomination for a Golden Joystick Award in 2003 for MTV Film Adaptation of the Year, but thankfully it lost to The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, and the soundtrack received another nomination from the Academy, but it lost to a game called Tropico.
I just want to let you guys know that even though Harry Potter won all those awards, it came out 2001, right?
Uh-huh.
We're talking about the right year. Yeah, you want to know what else came out that year? Halo, fucking Final Fantasy X, Melee.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, I should point out that it didn't, I don't think, win, it just got nominated, thank God, but still the fact that it got nominated.
Oh, okay. Well, no, nominated's fine. I thought it won all those things. I was like, no
but
fucking
still.
way.
Well, I have to say, I do really like this game, and it's probably nostalgia bias talking. I do enjoy it. It's janky here or there. I don't think it deserved, like, awards, like, one after the other.
You know, it is interesting that it did come out the same year as Melee, because as you know, really hardcore fans in this game, they defend particular spells over the other, and the tournaments for this game are just exactly the same. I personally can't watch them. I don't know about you guys. I need a bit more variety in my Harry Potter competitive.
Yeah, I don't play unless Imperio is banned, personally.
Oh, good shot on that wall there, Tom.
Thanks, Helldragon. Why don't you retroactively record the game for us? Hey, if you don't hear, "Hello, Harry, it's Hagrid, your friend," and fucking orgasm on the spot, I would think less of you.
Well, I don't do that because that would be weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which movie this was. I think it was Order of the Phoenix or Goblet. Yeah, it was Order of the Phoenix, where Malfoy shows up for like one scene and then he promptly fucks off for the rest of the film.
Yeah. They have to change Dumbledore because the first guy died.
Yeah, I know.
That's
what
no
I'm saying,
excuse.
That's what I was saying. That like, that's very unprofessional. He should have finished his job.
Yeah, just put some fucking string on the corpse and I can't even finish it.
No. Take like only clips of him from the first 2 movies and cut it in subtly.
Edit his audio. Harry, you've changed. Oh my.
Slice in some reaction spells of me and shove it on the air.
Well, I mean, it's essentially what they did in Gladiator, and sort of, there's The Crow, which they kind of made loads of CGI stuff.
Yeah. Okay, let me get to my fucking point. I think it was Crab who they took out of the movies, because his actor got busted for dealing drugs.
Yep.
Nice. Hey, that's just being in character. That's method acting, alright? I'll have you know.
I want to be a proper fucking real Slytherin in it, so I'm gonna, like, pass this crack around them.
He's passing the wizard crackers, yeah.
The pink ones? Please let it be the pink ones.
So that's what makes them explode so violently.
Don't we have class anymore? What are we supposed to be learning?
10 points from Gryffindor, and then 20 points just to spite Slytherin.
And then Ravenclaw gets like 60 million because we just go to classes anyway.
Uh-huh.
Well, until Gryffindor, at the end, Harry Potter does something amazing. I guess he picks his nose or something. He gets like 2 million fucking points.
10,000 points to Harry Potter for bringing me a wizard playboy.
10 billion points to Dumbledore for being such a great BFF.
Oh, you get 100 points. No, you get 100 points. Meanwhile, everyone is vomiting all over the entire main hall.
And the joke has officially worn out its welcome. You see that thing at the bottom there? That little light shack? That's where Snape dies in the movies.
Oh, good. Thanks.
This just got ultra morbid, and that's even with talking to not John Cleese.
So, if you got that one on where characters in movies die bingo, you're good to go. Okay, this is another kind of, like, Zelda rip-off. You gotta push the thing onto the thing. If you've ever played a Zelda game, a block puzzle, or even a Pokemon game, really, you're good to go. Much like with the bouncing bulbs, there's 3 rounds of this for 3 cards, 1 each. Who's on this card?
Bowman Wright.
Bowman!
He looks like that guy off that one show starring Drew Carey.
That says so little.
No. What is it? It's
The
like
Price is Right?
No,
Bob Barker?
Whose name is it anyway?
The green screen show?
You've heard so many names of me, and I'm not sure if they're real or not. No, the comedy one where you have to do
Whose line is it anyway? You're thinking of Colin.
Colin Mockery. There you go.
Yes. And I can't believe that I just said whose name is it anyway.
Well, I can't believe Colin Mockery's ancestor created the golden snitch.
The snitch was originally just a really fat, round bird that they would cut the head off and enchant so that it wouldn't fly out of the arena.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you're telling the truth here or
That
not.
is the absolute truth! So it's like, oh man, this guy invented a snitch. It's like, all he did was cut the head off a bunch of birds!
Well, Albus Dumbledore's on a card, and he very nearly enacted a Holocaust.
Well, I think Harry Potter should be on a card for being our Lord and Savior. He should get like 5 cards, all of them rarer than the last, and one of them's holographic.
Well, by that logic, Voldemort should get a card as well, because, he's one of the greatest wizards out there. He just happens to be completely and utterly evil.
Yeah, I hope it's the super rare variant where it's the back of Quirrell's head.
Yeah, you flip it back and forth. It's like one of those holographic things, and it just shows Voldemort, and then it shows the back of Quirrell's head back and forth.
Brilliant.
If we find his corpse and reattach the head, would it reattach the head on the ghost?
Wow.
I don't think it works like that, but we should probably try. The 1997, what games were coming out then? Because I'm trying to think of a famous game that she died. Final Fantasy VII, I think.
No! Final Fantasy VII has killed many lives.
Well, I was going to say she kind of reminds me of Mystic Meg. I'm not sure if that joke will register for you, Yags.
Also Raven from Teen Titans, in a way.
I thought you were going to say, that's so Raven.
Well, that would be a pretty hilarious reference, considering the show didn't exist just yet.
If Raven Simone was in Harry Potter and she wasn't a Ravenclaw, I'd have to call bullshit on that.
Personally, I want to see Hannah Montana take on the Dark Lord. I think that would be hilarious.
I think Zack and Cody should be the replacement for Fred and George. And then we can kill one of them, and then take off the other one's ear.
Wee! Oh, fuck, my ankles!
Oh shit, there's fall damage in this game? What the fuck?
Mr. Potter, I certainly hope you're not trying to platform during school hours.
What school hours? What school? What have we learned?
Time just kind of vanishes into the ether down in these dungeons.
Well, we've learnt Flipendo, we've learnt Incendio, we've learnt Wingardium Leviosa.
Okay, when do we learn how to do our wizard taxes? When do we learn what a wizard mortgage is? Do we even know the wizard Pythagorean theorem? I don't think so.
Hey, look, I see a bunch of casks of Amontillado on the wall. I don't get it.
What on earth is that a reference to even though that makes
The cask of Amontillado. It's like a famous short story. Is my culture just missing with you guys?
Tell you what, how about, instead of being all Ravenclaw, you fucking Slytherin, you just explain your jokes so we can gracefully move on.
Okay, that hurts and you know that, alright?
Go on, explain the shit then. I'm not letting you off.
It's a short story where a guy, because he wanted to get rid of his, like, rival, somebody he really hated, he got him, like, super drunk on Amontillado, and then he buried him underground behind a bunch of casks of it. But the guy never knew that was actually happening.
Okay.
It's an Edgar Allan Poe short story.
Oh, Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, that's fine.
Welcome to the Upper Castle. This is where we'll be heading to the end of the game, but that won't be for another 6 parts or so. Yeah, we're past the halfway point.
Are we gonna confess our sins in here? Look, there's a save statue right here. We could save our game. If this was any other fantasy game.
Okay, so this one time, I saw Hagrid, and I may have got a wizard boner.
What?
Oh, were we not supposed to confess the sins here?
Oh, right. I thought you were just, like, spilling your own secrets there.
Oh, Hagrid, you make me feel funny downstairs.
You came and you gave me troll
Down in the
bogies.
dungeon.
Oh, Hagrid.
This game really, really, really likes repeating its kind of puzzles and platforming segments, because you have to do, like, almost everything either twice or 3 times to get everything, which is just...
With the timer, they start picking up the pace with the ticking really soon. Like, normally it's about, like, the 1/3, 1/4 point that timers in games will actually start to, like, audibly go faster. But with this, it's, like, not even halfway that it starts going faster. It's like, shit, I gotta hurry up. It's like, no, wait, I still got plenty of time. What the fuck am I doing?
Look at that really crude picture of a cat on the blackboard and whatnot.
What are you talking about? It's adorable.
And once I turned a hat into a shoe.
Sequence 3 times to learn the transfiguration spell.
What the hell was that McGonagall just did with her things that I would assume are arms? Because it sort of was just this massive... What's meant to be fabric, just kind of waving around in a circle.
A PS1 game, mate. I think we've covered that by now.
Perfect.
Oh, nothing like getting outstanding marks, something that is sadly not reflected in life for me.
So, do the other students have to play this minigame too? They're just copying off my notes while I press the buttons. Hey, you can't press the same buttons as me, that's cheating.
Hey, follow along with Potter. Keep up, Goyle.
What I don't get about the whole pureblood thing is that it doesn't make sense to me. You would think you'd want to breed pure warlocks and wizards and, you know, witches with humans, because as you know, when you do that, you get a half-breed that's significantly higher power level than the normal ones.
I like how you had to say human, because if you said muggle, that wouldn't have made a lick of sense. That's the last spell we learn in the game, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
When's the last loading screen?
There are many of them. Feel free to keep count.
Meanwhile, Ravenclaw's completely fucking it up.
Damn, Richie, step it up, son.
I'm trying. It's just you guys are talking so much that I can't get these house points quick enough.
Well, I'm done. Peace.
I have to go now. My house needs me.
No, Gryffindor won the House Cup on the way back to his planet.
This way is locked.
Just use your magic, bro. Blast it.
Hello, Hamora. Why isn't this working? Hermione, why don't you do this?
Hermione, do all the things since I'm completely incompetent, but was still the boy who lived.
Yeah, he's kind of just writing on that forever, isn't he? Hello, Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Well, a big fucking deal, Potter. We're all alive right now.
It's like, now you have an entire school that survived an encounter with Voldemort. What you gonna do about that?
We're all the boys and girls who lived.
Well, except for, Fred.
Poor Fred.
Alright, Egon, hit it.
Oh, of all the Ghostbusters you could have picked, you picked the one who's dead.
Egon's awesome, though.
Egon's eternal, dude.
This is the racing aspect of the game, taken to the next level. Extreme!
Does the camera angle change to where we're running towards it and a giant boulder chases after us?
Not in this section.
I hated this level of God of War 1.
Oh, so no, this is the one where we have to chase the butler and we get the pig face.
Why? Why did they make that mask so detailed from the back in Majora's Mask 3D?
Oh, you mean the anus on the back of the scent mask?
Yes, the fucking pig anus. Exactly what I wanted to see.
Peeve sure is taking his sweet time, you know?
No, he's not taking this race seriously at all.
I guess he's just being a dick, fair enough.
Well, he's a ghost, he can just go through walls. He doesn't need to do any of this normal racing stuff, he can just kind of play it by his own rules.
Strangely enough, you did not need to use the fire spell on that. Makes sense.
Or the fire arrows.
And we got house points for it as well. I think there was like a spider web you could blow up in the first Flipendo sequence, but I didn't really bother with it, really.
Do you think, mentioning house points, do you think Snape gives out house points if his students do really embarrassing things like, Mr. Potter, I will give you 10 house points if you say what a big flabby butthead you are.
I will give you a further 20 points if you say, I should have been the one to bone your mother.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yes.
Say it, Potter. Say my name.
Snape, are you sure you should do that? 15 points and counting.
I love Potter puppet pals. Especially the version of Voldemort that's like, he's not really Cockney, but he's got a really weird English accent. He's like, what's going on over here then? You crazy little kid, get out of here.
So, of course, he gets a coin-operated invisibility cloak, a precursor to current EA practices.
But that's only if we can still see his teeth and eyeballs.
That's Ubisoft, not EA. You know, you don't have to...
Well, both of them are pretty bad when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm just grouping them in one big category of shit!
The stained glass is reminding me remarkably of Kingdom Hearts. I think I've played that opening sequence too many times now.
Also, Forbidden Corridor arbitrarily opens for all the student body to peruse.
No, it only opens after you did the plot things. Oh, so yeah. I guess my question is now officially been answered.
Stop looking at my really flat head, Potter. Can you discern shoulders? Didn't think so.
Yeah, his ears melt into his arms.
I'm trying to remember Filch's deal. Like, he was one of those wizard-borns who just didn't have any innate magic abilities. Are you sure they had, like, no other good jobs for him, as opposed to just watching the grounds with his dirty fucking cat?
Well, he was keeping up appearances, really. He was the hyacinth bouquet of the wizarding world, at least at Hogwarts, and the term you were looking for was squib.
Yeah, that thing that kind of sounds like a creature I would kill playing Dungeons & Dragons.
So wait, they actually had a term for wizards that give birth to just a normal person?
They're called not gifted.
They're called average. Or in the PCs, in the politically correct term, they are known merely as special, but not that special.
I thought for a second you meant like the PC version of Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, I know, that's why I had to change it. Also, yeah, way to go, Harry Potter, using that freaking Deathly Hallow there.
How's that for some kind of retroactive craziness?
And too bad he's getting chased by ring wraiths the whole time.
Don't worry, this lasts for the entirety of the cutscene. It won't just randomly cut out.
He's just peeping.
Also, this is not how the invisibility cloak works. It's a cloak, not a sort of invisibility power-up. Stupid game.
I forgot the cat was fucking named. I always call it that damn cat. I forgot it had a name.
I love Prisoner of Azkaban because, like, even though it's a Harry Potter book, like, to me, it always struck me as a mystery novel. Like, there was an actual mystery, you were given actual clues, and, like, you could actually put it together yourself while reading the story.
That's Chamber of Secrets, right?
Yeah.
I think you said Prisoner of Azkaban, mate.
Sure. Books, whatever.
Well, A Prisoner of Azkaban had a mystery. Like, why does Snape keep talking about this particular section of the book? Oh, by the way, werewolves!
Oh, yeah. Werewolves. Also, the rat is evil all along.
I've been in your bed, Ron.
Yes, your brothers have been watching you on the map, seeing Ron with a man in the same bed every night. And they never say anything.
I have to say, we were talking about ambience earlier. When it suddenly jumps to the cloak music, it's kind of unsettling. Very, very, very slightly. More so for a child, I would suppose, but still. This is, I would say, actually, the one, like, previous chamber is the hardest one. This one, you just gotta be, like, fast and whatnot. Jump down here, get the key, go back as fast as you can. I think the token for the cloak replenishes, but I'm not entirely sure. So you'll see how finely I cut this one. Like, you can hear the music peter out.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh. Pro speedrunning strats, Tom.
Mexi would be proud.
Too bad he's not here.
I award 10 points.
Doesn't mention which house, we all know which trust fund that's going into.
Gryffindors of the future.
Yeah, the Gryffindors, they're practically guaranteed to get the best job prospects. Like Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, they get, like... I'm trying to think what kind of shitty fucking basic, wizard job they have. Like wizard accountant or something, like wizard clerk. You know, do they have those? Wizard Paperboy.
I wonder what this is. Yeah, not important. Look, it's the intro music that fucking glitched whenever I tried to play it on the PS3.
It's the mirror that reflects your greatest desires. Unfortunately, my greatest desire is to be a Green Lantern.
My greatest desire is for a cutscene. Oh, thank God. Praise be to Dumbledore.
This is like the second cutscene in the game. This is rare. I thought they would just never do these anymore.
Hey guys, guys, guess what? Guess what? It's desire backwards! That's called clever writing, right?
Also, muck is come backwards. Look, Harry, I'm going to explain to you a thing. There's a troll in the dungeon.
Just thought you want to know.
Thank you, Helldragon, you brought it on home. This is just like one big troll in and of itself by Snape, both physical and metaphorical, because you need to save your Gryffindor gal pal, but if you go in there and beat it, you'll lose house points.
Plus, why is there only one troll? If I know anything, it's that when the girls' bathroom is being used, it's being used by groups. No one enters the girls' bathroom solo.
Well, Hermione went in there in the books to cry because she didn't really have any friends.
Oh, that's sad.
Here's that run towards the camera sequence you were pining for, Mexi.
Alright, now when do we get the dinosaur/tiger?
The troll is your best kind of comparison in this regard. Collect the beans, because there will be another section where you can get red ones, but a lot of them you'll be getting from this particular section.
Plus, if you don't collect them all, you won't get the secondary crystal and get the final boss.
Well, you don't need the upgrades to get the ending. That's the cards, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it functions. But the thing you get for getting all the chili powder beans is really helpful in like the end game.
So, at like the end of this, does Snape go up and go, Harry Potter, I need you to find the 8 crystals so we can power this whatever gun I was working on. It's a Cortex joke, go to hell.
I like that portrait back there with the really stern wizard who has his arms folded, like, no, I don't approve of this running section at all.
If I recall correctly, I mean, my memory of this game is so hazy, but I know that there was a point where I got stuck, and I know it was a troll part. I can't remember whether it was here, or whether it was in an actual fight with the troll. Slight spoilers for what I think is going to happen shortly, but basically it kept killing me, and it was just like, it happened so many times that it was just like, this ain't happening anymore, I quit.
So then the troll killed me, and then he killed me, and then he killed me.
Oh darn, I'm never going to be able to 100% this game. Oh yeah, by the way.
So, if you beat the troll here, do you unlock an extra path where you can find other items? And this is a Resident Evil joke that's going nowhere, so I'm just going to board it right now.
Wow, you're flubbing really hard today, Helldragon. I'm going to let Ron Weasley get hit just for that.
Yes, it was this bit that stopped me from beating this damn game.
Yeah, I better get fucking 100 points for that.
Well, you know Dumbledore will give them to you.
Mr. Potter, I know your little gal pal almost got killed, but we need you to play Quidditch.
Yes, of course.
I apologise to Scottish people everywhere. I don't know where I was going with that accent, but it was somewhere between Scottish and fuck awful.
So I wonder what the Spanish version of this is like. Go!
This guy, he thinks he's got the jokes.
Yes, play for my amusement.
Also, the losing team gets expelled.
He's surveying the scene. Also, I'm really disappointed that they didn't take, like, one of the flyover scenes with Harry close to the camera. They didn't take the opportunity to just freeze frame and give him a boss subtitle or something.
Yeah, let's take in those PS1 graphics with a close-up. Nice.
Harry flies in.
Harry charms the competition.
Well, why not Harry Potter, the boy who lived? That's really the only way to do that kind of trailer.
Harry Potter lives on.
Well, no, but the thing is that the Harry Potter the Boy Who Lived would be his title in the boxing ring stage.
Well, except in the US version where it would be the boy who made it.
No, the lad who survived.
I'm just gonna let you guys all know that it's pointless to talk about Harry Potter being in this match when Goku is clearly the better pick.
Now, clearly it's meant to be Sora.
I believe it's meant to be Simon Belmont. When the hell are they going to announce that?
It's going to be after Rayman.
Well, we recorded or will be recording Castlevania. Get over it, Helldragon.
Now, who knew flying around in a circle on brooms would be so enthralling?
Solve my wizarding sport. Wow, this really is a Ravenclaw match. This golden snitch is going everywhere.
You're failing miserably, Tom. It's not going well.
My house points are on the line, okay? I bet like 100 of them on this match. Sort of fucking god, if I lose my points.
I'll get you a round of butterbeers after this, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wonder if they trade like house points, for like money or whatever. Like they have the weirdest names for money in this series, like Knuts and Sickles and Pesos. It just doesn't make any sense. Snape's just checking his email.
Oh my god, go back and look at Ron just applauding in the audience. He was like a fucking seal.
I got some bad news, Harry. You've been expelled because you haven't been attending your classes because you've been fucking platforming all day.
Where does my shirt end and my trousers begin, Harry? I can't tell.
Diagon Alley actually did sound like a really cool place. Like, don't they have I know they've got like a theme park for Harry Potter, and I think you can actually walk through like a section of Diagon Alley. You can get like butterbeer and shit. I would be all fucking for that if I ever got the chance to go.
I want to try butterbeer because it's apparently really nice.
Well, yeah, because there's the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which I don't know whether is the UK kind of attraction thing, which is more of it's like a museum, I think. But it's more one of those kind of event museum type things. And then there is the amusement park in America.
Well, I know what I'm creating a Patreon for. Please help us. Fuck Brain Scratch going to MomoCon. How about HellfireComms going to the world of Harry Potter and we'll commentate
Oh
that
my
shit.
god, yes.
We'll record a bunch of stupid shit for that.
Don't worry, Tom. I'll hold your hand the whole time so you don't get scared.
Ah, see, this is why he's Gryffindor. He's the brave one.
And also, I like how they threw this section in because in the books, obviously, Diagon Alley is before he even steps foot in Hogwarts. This is where he goes school shopping. And it's supposed to be his introduction to the Wizarding World. He's like, oh my god, everything is so different and new and cool. And that gets skipped over in this game. Instead, we just got that prologue book scene where Harry Potter found out he was a wizard, and then he went to Hogwarts. So they sort of brought this middle Diagon Alley section in to, I guess, make up for the fact that they skipped over its original position at the beginning of the book.
Yeah, and the point of coming here is to get some supplies to create, like, something to help Norbert the dragon. But in order to even be able to buy stuff, we need money first. And to get money, we have to partake in 3 mini-games. One after the other, they get harder and harder. And if you're doing them normally, they're doable. If you're trying to 100% them, which is you need to get coins and all the gems, you will get a Witches and Wizards card from each one. If you fail and choose to exit that particular room, it's locked, and you will not be able to get that card in 100% the game.
Oh, that sounds like a blast. So hey, let's buff the floors of our bank to make it absolutely fucking impossible to get through. That makes sense, right?
I find it kind of funny, actually, because if you were paying attention, there's actually a goblin at the start of this room who is polishing the floors.
Yeah, so it's super intentional. And now I have to listen to this insufferable sound that I hate in real life.
Have you decided to add You Spin Me Right Round over the majority of this kind of minigame music instead?
No, because I like ad revenue, Richie. This thing is going to go down, and I love this guy's accent, by the way. It's one of my favourite British accents. In fact, I'm just going to do that whole explaining what's going on in this accent.
You're not.
Okay, fair enough.
Stop, please.
You got to collect money, and over the course of the run, you'll eventually build up bars, like you can see on the side there, and once you've filled it 3 times, you'll have 3 coins. The problem is, in order to get the Witches and Wizards cards, you need to collect all the gems in a particular thing. But in order to make gems appear, you need to perfect certain lines of coins. You don't need to collect all the coins. I could miss these, for example, and possibly still win if I collected enough down the line. But if you see coins and there's a gem underneath it, you need to collect all of those to make the gems appear, and then you need to collect all the gems as well.
Oh my god, that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
I just have so many memories of the stream playthrough and watching you suffer through this. Can I just ask how many times it took you to complete the entire section for recording this?
Well, if I'm going to include, my first trial attempt, 2 hours.
Oh my god, really?
What the fuck?
Knuts one is obviously the easiest. I'd say Sickle is the hardest, actually, because it goes super fast near the end. Galleon is more like trick shots, but we'll get to that. And, Well, I guess I should save the story of the great recording fuck-up for next time, but I actually had to do this a second time, just casually and whatnot. So that one,
poor soul.
that one only took about an hour, so it wasn't too bad. But I'll explain more of that next time.
I'm sure that this entire section gets skipped in the spirit. And I haven't seen one of Philosopher's Stone, but I know that Chamber of Secrets, there's flying glitches where you launch Harry clear on the other side of buildings, and it's hilarious.
I gotta say though, the feeling and jubilation of just perfecting that is pretty much unrivaled by any other game. Maybe the Spyro and Crash games come close when you complete those 100%. So let's see what card we got, and then we'll move on to more of the same. Oh my god,
boy.
It's nights after a serious bout of meth. And
Or Maleficent.
or Maleficent, yes.
I don't think I have the right shoes for this. I don't know. What do you think?
You just need the ice skates, and then do the bolero or something. And that is a reference to something from Nottingham that the majority of the world will not get.
Yeah. I didn't get it, and I'm fucking from Nottingham.
Torval and Dean.
Ah, yes, okay. Well, this is why you're a Ravenclaw and I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm not supposed to be a Slytherin. You don't hear me complaining about it.
You complain about it constantly, Helldragon.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I meant one thing, but I actually said the opposite.
Just like a Slytherin.
What?
Damn. I award 10 points for that burn.
You know the goblins are just taking bets on this. They're just laughing at the assholes who try to rotate the thing fast enough to get all the gems. They're just having a good old time.
I don't see why we have to do all this shit anyways, considering that, Gringotts has a vault that's all of Harry Potter's money in it.
I know!
If we need to buy this shit, just use some of Harry's money. Unless he's being a frugal dick, and he's like, no, I don't want to spend any of my money. Let's just take some money from the bank. And it's like, no, dude, why are we going through all this?
My money feels better when I've done a minigame to get it.
Oh my god. And which is weird too is that, I don't think the book really describes, well, the book definitely doesn't describe this. But, I'm pretty sure at best they just describe a cave and some minecarts. But Gringotts isn't all that expounded upon in the early books, other than just being the bank. It's only until the later books, definitely in the last book, that Gringotts' vault cave is actually explored. So, if anything, you could sort of see that the games inspired that section of the books later on.
Congrats, Mr. Potter. You've brought a shining ray of light into my otherwise dull existence. Please take this card and proceed to get the fuck out.
He's the best voice in the game.
I know we make all these jokes about the whole trading card games and things like that, but seriously, can you not buy boosters of these actual cards?
No, they came with chocolate frogs in the book.
Well, there you go. Buy a bunch of chocolate frogs. That's like your allowance, right? Just go nuts.
Card 69, that's why he's making that facial expression. He's like, hey, that's a nicer number.
I made it the candies.
Yeah, let's just, I want to know how he sampled all those flavors. Did they ever explain how he got all the flavors for his every flavor beans? Because I would have to assume he'd have to eat a lot of boogers to get the taste down, right?
Not quite slimy enough. And you know what? I'm going to look up what the flavours were in Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans, because there's just another, collect the scrolls kind of thing. Let me have a look here.
Maybe you should have cut this part out, too. I'm not sure if it's really necessary. I mean, it is funny to watch Harry slip around like a complete tool, but...
No, dude. We need the true DMV simulator experience.
Oh, dude, they still sell Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans.
That's awesome.
Still?
Yeah, they're like £3 with free delivery here in the UK.
I'd love to see his fat-ass platform. That'd be neat.
They're different goblins, by the way. I'd just like to point that out.
The second one's the best, though.
The one who's lost the will to live.
Exactly, except until Harry Potter showed him the magic of driving a minecart. He's like, oh, Mr. Potter, that's so great, thank you.
Well, Mr. Potter, do you know how to drift?
Wow, multi-minecart drifting. You know the end of the challenge now, we'll just give you a straightaway. I think you've earned it after all that bollocks.
It's to save your ass in case you got hit, twice or something.
Oh my god, I felt so good when I saw that 65 pop up.
I'm not surprised, because it means that the struggle's over, apart from obviously this recording issue that you mentioned in the last part but haven't brought up yet.
Okay, I guess I better talk about it now, because we're only going to be collecting stuff in, Diagon Alley and the like. I was recording, the last 2 hours or so of the game, and it went fine, mistakes here and there, nothing that I couldn't edit around. I hit stop recording. I waited about 5 seconds, maybe, and then I clicked X on OBS because I recorded this, screen recorded the emulator with OBS. And a thing popped up that said, "Oh, it's not finished closing yet. Do you want to wait another 15 seconds?" So I clicked OK, not responding. Went to check it. It had a file size of about 9 gig, but no time.
Oh boy.
That translates to Muggle Talk as a corrupted MP4 file. Try as I might, wasn't able to recover it. So I just did the same thing again, and I waited 10 seconds this time. It still wasn't ready, because obviously the file was so big, so I ended up having to replay this section of the game roughly about 3 times.
Oh, you poor soul.
With that disgustingness out of the way, I do want to mention that you got the Hufflepuff card, and deep within one of the vaults in here is actually one of Voldemort's Horcruxes, that particular one being Hufflepuff's cup. It's just really convenient that with zero foresight, an illusion like that has occurred.
Welcome to the magical menagerie, Harry.
Oh no, it's just Elphaba.
Yeah, totally not creeping me out at all. Nicely done.
No, Harry, you can't just exchange legal tender for fucking warts. You've got to do a minigame.
Alright, so here's the next question. Does anyone remember the contents of Harry's wand?
No, don't tell me it was a phoenix feather.
Well, that's the only one anyone remembers. They don't remember the other bits.
Actually, I can tell you something, like, trivia related. Harry, Ron, and Hermione each have properties of, like, the 3 main ingredients that can create wands, at least from Ollivanders. Harry has a phoenix feather. It came from the same phoenix that Voldemort's wand came from. That's why their wands kind of go on the fritz when they interact. I think Ron has, like, a unicorn hair in his, and Hermione has dragon heartstring.
Yeah, all you need to know, Helldragon, is that the Deathly Hallows were 3 super items that they introduced to be super items and be OP as fuck.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Voldemort didn't really know about them, because I guess in his search for eternal life, he didn't want anything to do with death. Because the invisibility cloak came from death. It was how he snuck up on people, you know. He didn't like to go all screaming, as Ron put it. The stone is something he picked up from a riverbank. And the Elder Wand was just like a branch taken from an elder tree.
And then it just comes with a nice little fairy tale of 3 brothers. It's actually, the structure of the 3 brothers, I really, really like. Like, it's very simple enough. And, like, you almost could mistake it for having been, like, a previously established fairy tale. But I really like that it's an original fairy tale that just fits super perfectly in the world.
And also, Harry was descended from the youngest one, I believe.
Yeah, you find out that Harry and Voldemort, like, all the way back, their lineage traces back to those 3 brothers. Like, a lot of the characters become related when you trace it back to the 3 brothers.
This is a gross misuse of magical wizarding powers.
Yeah, go Wingardium Leviosa me a beer, honey.
Yeah, no, so what happened was that the Perverell brothers, who would later descend to the Potter family and the Riddle family.
Ah, okay. Next time, maybe I'll just give you them. You know, I really should be, this is child labour, really. Hurry along, Mr. Potter, before I get fucking tried by, the Auras. I've been spending a lot of time in between breaks recording these videos, just looking at Harry Potter-related candies on Amazon. And I found the listing for the Bertie Bott's Every Flavoured Beans. Their flavours include, I would hope this is not all of them, but there's quite a lot: banana, black pepper, blueberry, bugger, candy floss, cherry, cinnamon, dirt, earthworm, earwax, grass, green apple, marshmallow, rotten egg, sausage, lemon, soap, tutti frutti, vomit, and watermelon. That looks more like David Tennant than it does Ron's brother.
How do you know it's not?
I have to say, you should have seen James Potter earlier on when they were looking in the mirror of Erised. That was basically David Tennant as the Doctor wearing glasses.
I saw more Where's Wally, personally, but I didn't want to say anything.
Also, that entire section dealing with Norbert the Dragon is just to establish that Hagrid keeps illegal animals. So that later on you're like, oh my god, there are illegal animals at the school? Who could have done this?
Well, I think in the Game Boy Color version of the game, you actually have to physically take Norman, like, to the top of the astronomy tower, and then you get caught by Filch, because, uh-oh, I left my invisibility cloak on top of the tower. I don't know why they needed to have these trolls here, just to give you another shot at, like, getting a chili flavoured bean. And by the way, you get like all the beans, and then the game just like chucks you out to like send you to Diagon Alley, and then to this section. So it's ages before you can get the final spell. So I guess they wanted you to use that particular upgrade for the end game. Turtles that fart out fire.
So this is what would happen if Squirtle was a fire type.
Wait, is it? What's the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? Is the turtle the seafaring
One of them shoots fire out of their ass.
Yeah, what you-
Potter, what's wrong with my face? I think I've been stung by many magical bees.
Where does the hair and face begin?
You know, it's funny, for all the weird facial, like, features... don't get so close to the screen, please. For all the strange faces in this game, we haven't harped on them as much as we could have, and I'm proud of us for that.
Well, we could start.
No,
Draco looks like he's smuggling nuts for the winter in his cheeks.
Oh, please don't get me started, Eldragon.
From what we know, obviously, spoiler again, we know that Proto-Voldemort, that's what I'm gonna call him, he's been chewing on unicorns to, like, heal himself and crap like that. Does Quirrell just, like, lean back limbo style and just let the Voldemort in the back of his head snag? He's sitting there folding his arms. Are you done yet? My knees really hurt.
And if we look up, bada bing.
The fuck's it doing up there?
Magic.
Good enough. That actually works as an explanation.
Finally a video game where we can say that and we aren't just being lazy.
Well, at this point, we could have been saying a wizard for everything, and it would have been perfect, but we've been simplifying it to merely magic.
Hey, how did the boy live? A wizard did it.
Well, technically it was a witch who did it.
Oh, you know what I mean.
And there we go, that's all the cards that you can get in the game. The last one will be given automatically to us in the ending.
I always like that Voldemort tried to take something from all 4 house founders and be like, fuck you guys, you're now gonna hold my soul for a while, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't get anything Gryffindor related. Lamb.
Now, weirdly, I don't know why, this is the only cutscene in the game that doesn't function correctly when I played it on the emulator. Look at him chowing down on that unicorn. Basically, what happens is, the camera's gonna cut to him, like here, and then it kind of freezes. What normally happens is, he like goes towards Harry, and Harry, as you know if you've seen the movie, just backs away because his scar starts to hurt, and then this really buff and ripped centaur comes and saves him.
Hello, everyone. I've arrived.
This just became young adult literature.
No wonder Harry's afraid.
I'm on Team Firenze. I don't know about you guys. You just named him! Why did you even do that?
An essential part of any child's education is learning to play a hot cross buttons on a recorder.
What has dead parents and is about to join them? The answer's you!
That's not much of a riddle.
No,
Totally riddle for Batman. Fucker couldn't figure his way out of a brown paper bag.
It's endgame now, boys and girls, so let's head up to the upper castle and then back into the forbidden corridor, which is just left unlocked. At this point, I guess Filch could give less of a shit about all these students who can perform these wonderful magical spells. Ah, my ankles.
Well, I guess I'm okay. Hufflepuff, get it together.
I'm sorry, okay? All my energy goes into editing.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, editing doesn't get you points.
Especially since Sony Vegas wouldn't work within the confines of Hogwarts.
So this is totally a fight where Mickey has an increased probability of coming in if you die, so don't worry if you do.
Shut up, Maxie, just shut up.
Calm fluffy with music.
Yeah, but it has to be heavy metal music, otherwise he's not gonna listen. Just mash buttons. I'm making music.
I know what this is. It's a devil's snare.
Thank you for telling us after everyone's already trapped in, Hermione. Such a big use your big brain is.
I like how MBM complained while Ron was complaining about the exact same thing.
What do they used to call it? Stereo? Anyway, what you gotta do here is you gotta take out the Devil's Snare tentacles in order. Make sure you hit the one that's glowing, otherwise they'll like just basically respawn endlessly.
What begs this question here is, why aren't we using Incendio, aka the fire type spell that we've got?
Well, maybe we will, Richie, but you know, you're being very presumptuous right now. And look, you made the mama plant all angry and whatnot.
Da 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 da. You know, it's like the Zelda boss coming up.
That's some imagery right there, though.
How do you like Stunlock?
I would much prefer burning, but whatever.
Alright, well here's some burning for you.
Finishing attack.
That's 2 of the challenges down, but we got to complete all 7, I think, to reach the Philosopher's Stone. Now, you may have noticed that, well, we're only like, 2, 3 challenges in, but each challenge is basically set up by a different professor, and this goes back to the book as well, to protect the Philosopher's Stone. The first one was Hagrid's contribution, obviously. He bought that thing off a Greek chappie in the pub, very subtle, by the way, Rowling. Second one was given to, well, I guess the school by Professor Sprout, the Devil's Snare and the like. This one was Flitwick's, and I think the next one is McGonagall's.
One thing I also kind of liked about the book, too, is that it sort of required a character sacrifice to get through each one. Because I remember that, like, Hermione got stuck in the Devil's Snare, and she was like, continue on, and then we'll see later on that with the chess, Ron sacrifices himself there. And in the movie, they all make it to the chess, and then Hermione just chills back to take care of Ron. But I really did like in the book how it essentially became, like, you lost a character at each challenge, and I don't know, it's super duper fucking cheesy, but I'm a sucker for endgame character sacrifices. That's why the end of Tale of Symphonia fucking rocks to me.
Oh, that moment, that entire sequence is just beautiful.
No, I would totally, like, fuck up this challenge here. Like, I'd go in, I'd see the chessboard and go, shit! If this was Magic the Gathering, I'd fucking clear this! Hey, that piece called you fat. What?
I would recommend starting on the white spaces for this, or you could just follow one of the FAQs online. There's multiple solutions for this. This is the one I went with.
Ridiculously reminds me of Lego Chess, which was a game where you had... Well, basically, you played chess, and the characters kind of killed each other in ridiculous ways, and it was beautiful. And it's very much like that, but it was a very amazing moment in the film, just because it was kind of all very dark, and there was a real sense of danger, especially when we were all like 10 when it came out. So it was a really amazing moment.
Well, actually, I remember going to see Philosopher's Stone, and the lights were still on in the screen that me and my mum went to, go see, and it didn't actually go down until, like, I think Dumbledore was walking along the street to chat with McGonagall and whatnot, and some of the parents were not happy, I can tell you what. This section, we'll get to you, Maxie, don't worry, but let me just explain the premise first. This section, you basically have to not Alohomora, that's the opening spell. You have to Wingardium Leviosa these things out of the way, because if the troll runs into them, he'll basically charge forward and you'll die.
Did you press all the buttons, Hermione?
Let's see what's next.
You're a witch with a really massive brain and you couldn't figure out that, the opening spell is Alohomora.
You chose poorly.
The troll one was Quirrell's, by the way, which I think in the movie it was explained that, he let the troll in, obviously, because defense against the dark arts and all that. This was meant to be Snape's. I think in, like, some of the other versions of the game you have to actually pick the correct potion. Here it's just basically, like, you gotta find where the actual Black Knight is, and he's always under the left one. At least he was when I did, like, different takes and whatnot.
Oh, it's so cold, but it's so refreshing.
That's why you have to drink cold drinks with a straw, so that it protects your sensitive teeth.
Go on, Harry, I'm going to go save Ron while you do the do and defeat Voldemort.
Whoa, you didn't tell me there was Mountain Dew and Doritos in this game?
All that and more, my friend, next time in the finale. Man, this was really short. Just to let you in on a little trade secret in massive quotation marks, we recorded this in one sitting, and we kind of had to, because Richie is heading home from college, so we decided to make the best use of our time and just binge record.
I wondered whether I'd be meeting you here.
I have never seen that guy's face before, and my god, he looks like a werewolf.
Well, that's Organization 13 for you, I guess.
Thank you. We waited until now to make that joke, because it would have been too obvious at the start. So, if he wasn't here to, like, fuck about and bring these things to life, whose room would this have been?
I thought this was supposed to be just like the Stone Chamber, like, congratulations, you did it.
I kind of wish we fought more knights in this game, or, well, more, like, interesting enemies in general. Like, it really seems like the combat is few and far between in this game. And you know me, I gotta have a little bit of violence, otherwise I'm just not interested.
Giant Knight good enough for you?
Silver Chariot!
What's up with this camera angle? I'm not complaining, I actually like it, but whoa, this is interesting.
Fucking Dutch angles, that's what it is.
Yeah, to just emphasize the height and whatnot. And by the way, as the fight goes on, he will start to send out more and more shockwaves.
And then Harry committed murder by crushing him.
Damn you, Potter.
Well, they said a D word! Cut that out!
Ah!
I just like the contrast between those two line reads. Damn you, Potter! But Master, it wasn't my fault.
I always kind of wonder, like, why the mirror got relocated from that random room to back down here in the chamber if there's 2 mirrors. It's just weird.
No, it was moved to here. I guess the Chamber of Secrets was at Bands.
Well, you can't just store shit in the Chamber of Secret. You got a giant fucking snake chilling down there.
Exactly. What better thing to actually guard the things you want to keep secret? By the way, you will laugh your ass off at this.
Hello, alright.
Oh my good god.
Oh god, Liquid.
First phase of this fight, you got to avoid his not Avada Kedavras. Charge up your Flipendo, knock over this thing. If you time it right, he will send these binding ropes around you just as he's walking under the column. Basically, when he says die, Potter, that's when the ropes are coming.
I love how, like with Malfoy, they use these shitty movie cutouts. Like, that's clearly supposed to be him from the movie. But it looks terrible all the same. I love it.
I have to say, I would very much like to know what spell he's using to, make those ropes appear around you, because that's just weird.
It's probably Accio. Accio bum.
Accio is the summoning charm. I'm pretty sure there is like a binding curse.
So it is kind of interesting that he's trying to get the Philosopher's Stone from Harry Potter, but he's decided to take a short, casual stroll around the chamber as he's doing this.
You can't escape me, Potter.
I'm going to whisper all of my lines.
Remember me, brother?
If this is your last warning, if you don't, I will have no choice but to do my 10,000 steps per day!
Okay, now he's going to charge up a final flash, so get ready to be walking to the side.
That's more of a Big Bang attack than a final flash.
Oh, whatever.
No. What's supposed to happen is that while he's charging that, you should be charging up your spin attack so that you can reflect it back at him.
Yeah, we need some fucking Dead Man's Volley. Let's do this shit. Do you think that, while Voldemort was stuck on a Quirrell's head, do you think he demanded that particular exfoliants were used? Like, Quirrell, I want you to buy me the good shit with the grit in it, the Irish Spring, I like that sensation!
What if not that, then what about his favorite snacks? Like, feed me grips!
I demand a Kit Kat, Quirrell!
Keep tapping that square button or you will lose health.
Even now it's got QTs, thanks EA.
I was gonna say.
Oh, God.
This perspective, I'm not liking this. You're doing this to a boy, come on.
Yield, damn it, yield.
He's icky, master.
This boy doesn't take baths regularly, master.
I didn't realise that the QuickTime event to kill the final boss began all the way back here.
Yeah. Fuck you, God of War. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the PlayStation 1 did it first.
Was this whole burning scene, was this supposed... because I remember that Voldemort's original spell backfired due to Harry's mom's love for him. Wasn't it also what caused Quirrell to burn in this scene as well? Was that the love was still there?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, he was basically considered Voldemort at the same time, which I'm sure has got to be awkward for particular forms he has to fill out, so...
Male, female, servant of Voldemort, currently reside. Is he currently residing within your body?
Do you identify as a Dark Lord?
I'll have you know you need to check your not Dark Lord privileges.
Now, may I have one of your muffins? As you can see, there's plenty of them there.
It's like, okay, so we know that shit just happened, but, you're not gonna sue us, right?
Yeah, he's explaining it. He's explaining the lore and whatnot to Harry. This scene will not show up if you don't have all the cards at this point, obviously.
What do you get instead?
You get some credits.
Oh good, thanks.
That's a bit miserable.
That's bullshit. I'm pretty sure I didn't allow my likeness to be used. I'm gonna have to sue these people.
Oh, fucking Colin Creevy, always taking pictures.
Colin Creevy isn't here this year, is he? I thought he turned up next year.
Don't bring your logic and actual facts into this. Also, he died in the Battle of Hogwarts in the movie. Here's that Slytherin match you were pining for, Mexi.
There it is. I had to make sure, dude!
Here we go, the final clash.
My team smoked your twos, now it's time to smoke Helldragons.
Yeah, because I totally care about that, thanks.
Oh, that's just what a loser would say, that he doesn't care.
this is also locked behind the 100% rank. But if you're gonna play, you may as well get all the collectibles. There's not many of them, and you get a nice sense of accomplishment for doing so.
I've never seen a final boss that turned out to be a sporting match, unless you count the final boss of Duke Nukem 3D, Episode 3, because that was on a football field, and you basically played football with the guy's eye at the end, so I'm gonna count that.
Yeah, the final boss is Slytherin. How perfect is that? I understand it's quite janky, and like Hail Dragon said, it's definitely showing its age. But I'm biased. This is one of my favourite licensed games, and the best thing about the early Harry Potter games is that if you didn't like this, you could go play the RPG. You could play the PC version and possibly have a better time, or you could play the Game Boy Advance version, and you could, have another not as good time, because again I'm biased, but you'd still have some semblance of fun. The character models are crazy. They're downright stupid, but again it all adds to that shitty charm. So, yeah, 10,000 points for Hufflepuff. Fuck you guys, I'm getting that house cup.
Yeah, basically he kind of handles most of the playthrough. It makes sense he get the most points in the, HellfireComms house.
I don't know, guys. You guys are forgetting that Dumbledore can award points, too.
The Return of the King.
Happy birthday, Harry! Oh, what? That's not what we're doing?
No, that's at the beginning of the book.
Green and white, except for the red banners that are on the walls.
Thank you guys for watching the playthrough, and we shall see you next time for another HFC run. Goodbye for now.
He would never, ever forget tonight.